What's up? It's Dejon Paul, a.k.a. the Rap Report Card nigga, a.k.a. Employee of the Month. And we're at the Why Not podcast.
How you do your work so well. You've been working so hard.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? This is your host with the most, Mr. Bro Rogan, and we are here at the Why Not podcast. I'm here sitting here with a fella right now, man. I couldn't wait to meet. We made it happen, and here he is right now. And before I introduce you, brother, I just wanted to say we really respect what you're doing, man. We're going to get into that, but I just had to give you your props because you're doing something original right now, and that's one of the main reasons you're here, and I can't wait to hear more from you. We here with Mr. Dejon Paul. Let's give it up.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's good? That shit do.
What's going on? So we were saying something off camera, so I just want to go into that because I just want to make sense of it. Yes, I would run up on Doc Rivers, and I'm gonna tell you why.
That's crazy.
But when I say run up on him, I'm not like pressing him on some
violent, but
like,
yeah.
not on some like nigga what, but like I take sports and rivalries really, really serious.
Right.
Like I fly over Boston. I'm never going to land in Boston because I really hate the city of Boston because as a Laker fan, that was the first time my heart ever been crushed because of sports. Like, I don't know, you guys are young.
But you didn't see Cube just went out there to a Celtics.
Yeah, I saw him with
with
50 Cent. 50 was there. Yeah, Cube. Shout out to O'Shea. He could have called me. I'd have told him what I say since I was 6. Fuck Boston. And listen, it all stems from me being a little ass nigga watching sports getting into it because my grandfather was a Laker fan, my uncles, and my first introductions to the Lakers as a 5-year-old, we lost in the finals to Boston. Okay. And that hurt I felt as a kid. It was like I never gained the respect for Boston because as a kid you think you're gonna win. You're like
the Celtics.
So
agree?
I hated Bird forever, Parrish forever, the color green, and the city of Boston.
I love the color green.
So
I can't
I fuck with green. I fuck with green. I was so happy I was so happy when money turned to blue. But no, so I hated Boston as a child and as an adult, but they kind of was easy to forget about like during the 90s because they were in the tank. So nobody gave a fuck about Boston. So what reignited my hate for them is in 2008.
When they came back.
They all of a sudden became big, and all of a sudden Boston people are they got their chests out. Yeah. But if you remember in 2007, Kobe Bryant was in the Garden. Nigga, they was saying MVP. I'll never forget. Michael Thompson was like, and Chick Hearn, oh my God, you would have never seen this in the 80s.
No.
So all of a sudden, the next year, now y'all back on y'all Boston shit, and then they ran us in that final, and Doc Rivers was the coach, and I am upset at him still to this day. So if when I said I would run up on him, I would just run up on him and tell him how much I hated him during his Celtic run and how overrated he is.
I saw him in the Beverly Center a couple of weeks ago. I was going to get my phone repaired. My phone screen was cracked or whatnot. I saw him. I said, what's up? I didn't take no pics, no groupie, nothing. I said, what's up to him? He was respectful. I show respect to my elders, but you said you would have ran down on him.
Okay, now back to respecting your elders.
Yeah.
Boy, I hate to tell this story because may his soul rest in peace, but I have to tell it. And I'm sure someone can pull up this footage. The All-Star game in L.A. in 2011, the first one, before we had one recently.
Okay, I was a kid in 2011. I'm trying to remember it.
Oh, I wasn't.
Okay.
It was actually on my birthday. My girl got me tickets, right? So I bring one of the homies. We go in that motherfucker. I'm geeked because it was like.
What's the lineup this year?
It was as a matter of fact, it was 2010. Okay. It was the year we beat Boston when we got our payback. Okay. So, but this is the All-Star game. Kobe, first All-Star game in LA. He won the MVP that year. So I'm behind the court, like in the 200 area, so in the middle. Okay. And during halftime, Kanye comes up, Rihanna, and then they like, we just want to give props to the man of the hour. We're going to change the MVP to his name, Mr. the Celtics legend, Bill Russell.
Oh, shit.
You know what I did?
You been out of booed 11
Nigga,
times.
I stood up and was screaming boos.
I wasn't
just... Nigga, I was booing so loud. And like, you in the All-Star game, you behind. It's niggas from everywhere around you. It's a Knick nigga in front of me. It's a Sixer nigga. And one dude, the Knick nigga looked at me with his little kid. He said, nigga, you really booing Bill Russell? I said, fuck the Celtics. And I had at least 7 or 8 niggas behind me booing. And I wasn't booing the legend of Bill Russell. But fuck Bill Russell, he, at that time, nigga, that's how I felt. I'm like, you ain't getting no applause in Staples Center. Not from me. Not from me.
I don't know. A nigga got 11 rings, I'm a clap.
All right, man. So I just had to get into that, man. I know, goddamn, I always make this shit about me.
Nice
but
that was dope.
We were having this conversation, and yes, I respect my elders, but not if they come from Boston. So let's get to you, buddy. Come on down, man.
What's good, man?
Oh, man, what's good with you, man?
Excuse me, I'm fresh off work.
Okay. Shout out to work.
That part.
Oh,
just
real?
got done listening to your music stream. Me and Almighty Suspect. So basically, people pay to send us their music and we just review it, which is what I do. So it's a natural fit.
Okay.
So, Greedo hit me yesterday. He said I'm bringing the music back to No Jumper.
Man,
so that's a good feeling. He
please,
said
please
I
do.
Focus on the music and not the drama, the street shit, the gang politics.
Get that street shit out of there.
I don't care anything about that, bro.
I know.
I don't care anything about
I'm glad you saying that because I don't know if you're familiar with my channel, but once you leave here, hopefully you will be. But a lot of times I have guys on here, like whether they're the 40s, the 60s, the bounty hunters, and the one thing I tell them when they come here, I'm from here. I know the street politics. I don't need to bring you on here to talk that. Nope. I'm bringing you on here based on your music, your art, whatever you got going. Let's get, because I don't play that street shit because I know better. I'm from here, so I'm glad you spoke on that because that's what made me a fan of No Jumper, like the music aspect, and like it was kind of throwing me off with the street shit because I'm like, damn, it can't all be neighborhood versus Hoover. Like, damn.
If you're into the gang content, because people into anything, it's people that like to watch stuff about sharks, about jellyfish, whatever type of content you into. What I'm saying is, I don't indulge or care about. I can't fake the funk and pretend like I care about who shot who robbed who did what.
Right. That's very adult of you.
It doesn't interest me. Maybe because I'm born and raised in LA. That's why I think that way, but yeah.
Exactly. And it's crazy because being here from LA, it's either one or the other. Like, you either really not into that shit at all or really entrenched in it. It's no in between. It's like, nigga, I'm either him or that. And I'm glad that you're speaking up for the guys that like, man, I'm not into that shit. So you say you were from LA. What part of LA are you from?
I'm from Inglewood.
Okay. I live in Inglewood now. Like, well, Inglewood adjacent. I'm not gonna get y'all niggas exactly, but
Inglewood adjacent is crazy, but I feel you.
Yeah. Well, only reason I did that as an adult and as a businessman, like me and my significant other, when we sold our house near Culver City, we were getting priced out because it's like, damn, like every house around us is $1.5 million, and at that time, we in our early 30s and shit. We're like, fuck, we sell our house right now, which is more than what we paid for. Where the fuck we gonna move? I said, hey, they building a stadium in Inglewood. Fuck it. So we bought a house over there, and our shit is probably double or triple in 4 years. So it was a business move, but I love it. I love it. I've always loved Inglewood because I have friends from over there, and that's tight. So
that's home for real.
Yes, sir. So Inglewood High.
Inglewood High. My whole family went to Inglewood High.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Inglewood or Morningside.
Inglewood, stop.
Shout out to Morningside, Lisa Leslie.
I never even watched The Wood because I know it's at Morningside.
That's crazy.
I've never seen The Wood to this day.
See, that's crazy.
I went to Inglewood. My whole family Sentinels.
Okay. So don't tell me you thought Paul Pierce actually had game. I got to go back to sports.
He's not as weak as people try to make him, and I like him as a podcaster and as a
personality. I love him as a person.
Yeah,
I got it.
And he used to come to our school, donated a whole bunch of money.
No, I love Paul.
We did our gym and everything. So
I love Paul.
I can't disrespect Paul.
No, I'm not gonna.
And my mom graduated with him the same year. They was friends too.
Damn.
So yeah.
I'm like almost your. No, I would never. I'm not gonna disrespect Paul Pierce as Paul. I only asked because I know I had a few friends who graduated from Inglewood High, and they swore that Paul was the hardest person ever. And I remember going watch him play, and I was just like, oh, okay.
He's a role.
And then he went to the
player.
Celtics, and
he's a role player that might not want to accept that he's a role player, but he is a role player.
But everyone that I know that graduated from there, they swear by him. And I don't take anything away from him. Paul had a fucking legendary career.
Yeah.
It's just back to my hate for Boston. And like I can never give a nigga from the Celtics props.
Damn, bro, that's deeply rooted. I'm hearing this. This sounds like a obsession almost. Damn.
No, I'm really because
he wasn't even there long. Like he wasn't there for that long. He
was there his whole career or something. Last year's we don't count. But you know what made me mad about Paul? Man, I heard that nigga say some wild shit. We gonna get
with the cigar and the prostitutes, or are you talking about something else?
No, I'm talking about sports shit.
Oh, I thought
we all smoke cigars and fuck prostitutes. Nah, that's regular, nigga. That's a Wednesday.
I'm talking about the shit that got him kicked off ESPN, that ruined his broadcasting career.
I think like that's why we love Paul. Cause he like, man, fuck ESPN, nigga. I got strippers in the background dropping it like it's hot, nigga. This Inglewood throwing money up. That's why we love him.
You know,
but
they
got
a Patreon for that. You got to do that on Patreon.
Do you really?
Yeah, behind a paywall, you make them pay $20 a month, and then you can do that type of content. But
hey, see, that's the shit that we gonna start doing, cause we are in the process of having a poll built. So I can't do. Yeah. It's gonna be right there, right, and it's gonna overlook. You can see the whole city, and that's gonna be something we're gonna start doing. So shout out to Paul Pierce, and I don't want to get too disrespectful, Boston, because it's all in fun, man. Like shout out to Mark Wahlberg, shout out to I'm just fucking around. I hate you guys, but I don't hate y'all as much as I just hate your teams, like the Red Sox and the Bruins and the Celtics and the Patriots. But okay, so. Now, you said, what was your introduction to the music business? Because I was researching and I heard you say, like, at 12 you were,
in the music business,
who the fuck, that's illegal. Someone actually put you to work at 12? What?
I was good at what I did, man. I had a friend named Lamont. He was like bad. Like
every nigga like Lamont bad.
He's disruptive.
Or Tyrone.
Right. For sure. His middle name was probably Tyrone. Lamont Tyrone. Bro was just disruptive and just bad, but he was funny as fuck and he talked shit. That's why I was friends with him. If you talk shit, I like you because I like people who talk shit.
Boy.
So make me laugh and shit. So we was walking home one day. He was like, "Hey, come in here. They got a studio in here."
Oh shit!
And because the door was open,
Random.
we was just walking home. Walked in this building. It had a pool table. They was working on. They had like hydraulics and stuff like that in the back. They was working on like lowriders for music videos.
Okay.
And they had a studio. So this is a place that used to give like lowriders for Tyga and Chris Brown, Deuces video,
Right.
Leah music videos, DMX music videos, all the West Coast.
Yeah, I know.
Anybody who would come to the West Coast would go.
Rent their cars
from them, right? But they also had a recording studio, so a whole bunch of local LA rappers would be pulling up around the time. This is like, I want to say the jerking movement is popping off around this time. It's a whole bunch of local LA rappers pulling up to the studio. I knew how to code, so I ended up doing their websites. I knew how to make an EPK because I always wanted to be in the music business.
So you knew how to write code at 12?
Yeah, I went to this Catholic school in Inglewood.
Oh, okay.
And they taught us, we had like computer classes like twice a day.
I'm such a dinosaur. That's so dope. They probably teach everybody code. I'm thinking that's dope.
Yeah, it was interesting that I was able to do those things at a young age. I look back at that like, what was I doing? Why wasn't I just outside doing what Lamont would be doing?
Hey, no, because that's you thinking like an adult, because you're like, yeah, all the kids can be playing right now, but like you're not gonna be a kid forever. At a certain point, nigga, I gotta be doing something that's gonna bring them increments, and like for you to think about or learn how to write codes at 12, like that's some another level shit, bro. That's dope. So you learn how to write code, and you were approached by someone, or how did they find out that this kid this 12-year-old who just walked into the studio?
It's a guy named Barry, VVSOG on IG. He was managing the shop, but he also was running the studio. And so basically he was like the connect. Anybody who needed social media, because Twitter had just came out, Facebook, MySpace, all of that was booming. Okay. So I would just be, it was like social media management. I would say social media intern because I wasn't getting paid. Right. But it really was social media management, or at least preparing me for social media management. And I did that for some years. Okay. By the time I was in high school, I started managing like local artists.
Okay. And you care to say what artists?
I started managing 211. That was my first like.
Shout out to 211,
right.
man.
That was my first like official client.
Shout out to 211. Shout out to Big Country too from around there, man.
Right, and it it was just a thing like it was nobody else stepping up to play that manager role. We all knew him. We all was around him, and he had his career. He was signed to Jeezy at the time, and there was just certain things that he needed done that I was just like, you know what, fucking, I'm gonna do this. You get what I'm saying?
They took you in, like little homie got it going on. Little homie know how to work the social stuff. Shout out to 211.
I remember the first like big thing I did was there used to be DJ Goonie used to have these Toys in the Hood events at the convention center around Christmas. And that's where I first met Mustard and YG and them.
Okay.
And Nipsey was there one year.
Shout out Nip. Rest in peace to the homie.
I was telling him about 211. I was like, you got to work with 211 because your sound is so similar in my opinion. Right. You both are lyrical and have that East Coast street mafioso rap type style, but it's still West Coast music.
Exactly. That's how we felt about Game when he first came out.
That part. So that's what I'm saying? Missing. And I kind of bridged them two, as he 211 recently told in an interview. I kind of bridged them two, connected them two, and then from there, he used to pick me up from school. We go to Fairfax District, hit 12 Bar, a lot of different upcoming brands that was there at the time. Go to the Trap House. Used to have it was a barbershop, and it was a clothing store in the back called Trap House Clothing.
In the Fairfax area.
Yep, and they used
that's where my wife's salon is actually on Fairfax, like 2 stops away from Supreme. Like we the reason why they came to Fairfax.
That area, I mean, but it was way more popular. It's still doing its thing. But
we've been there since '99.
Oh, y'all was there during the Fairfax era when you talk every.
Bro, I was there every day.
Right, every rapper was outside.
Bro, I was there every day. I watched every store come there, like, cause when my girl first got there, it was nothing but a bagel belt. There was nothing there. I actually went to Fairfax High. There was but I graduated from Palisades. But there was nothing but Jewish stores. So,
I mean, it's still.
But then Supreme came, and when Supreme came, they were doing so, and them was our boys before they came to Fairfax. So when they opened up, it took on a life of its own, and then Fairfax became like where you get money as far as streetwear, because all of a sudden now the streetwear is merging with high-end brands, and it's like before the collabs. I'm like, so like the homie SLB came, then Ben Hundreds came, then Nick Diamond came, and then Flight Club came, and then I was right there when they all came and went. So like I know that era you're talking about. It was lit during that time.
I remember meeting Nas and Timbaland in that Flight Club.
Man,
like two picking me up after school, getting the Vans that go up to Flight Club to buy some shoes, and Nas, you walk in and Nas and Timbaland's in the store shopping.
Nigga, I cursed out Nelly one day in that motherfucker.
And Flight Club, why did you curse out Nelly? There you go, cursing people out.
Okay. Like I said, I'm there every day because my girls shop there. And I used to bring my daughter up there. I met Chris Brown 4 different times standing outside that motherfucker. One of the time he was coming up there to get into a squab with Tyler. Before Tyler became big, like they got into it over some internet shit. And he actually told me, because this is the second time I seen him, and I got pictures with him holding my daughter, and like, I could tell the way he was marching, like, something ain't right. I'm like, you good? He's like, man, I'm coming here, swear to God, I'm about to fuck Tyler up. And I'm like, and this is when they used to hang in the alley, when the Hundreds used to be in the alley. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Right.
So I was there that day. But anyway, I cursed out Nelly, and this is something he would not remember. This is just me remembering because he's a celebrity. I'm not. Well, I'm holding my daughter at the time. She's like 3 or 4. And I walk out with my girl's salon. I'm going into Flight Club to get some shoes. So it's 2 big ass bodyguards out there, and they like, hold on. What the fuck you mean, hold on? Nigga?
Chris Brown's bodyguards.
This is another.
Nelly's bodyguards.
I'm like, and this is like when Nelly kind of was on his fall off. This is before BET hired him to do the funny show with Kevin Hart.
He was with Ashanti though, right? Around the time, no? I'm off.
To be honest, I don't even know. I just know he wasn't shit like that. Like he couldn't put out an album that
still worth about 50.
No, he's still no. He's still Nelly at the end of the day. But like nobody, like nigga, if niggas like, what have you done for me lately in this industry?
Ludacris, people like that.
Exactly. And I can't call a nigga with a Diamond album falling off. He just wasn't hot as he used to be. Okay. That's what I'll say. So I'm feeling disrespected because I'm like, hold on. I didn't even know it was him in there, so I'm like, "What the fuck you mean I can't come in here, nigga? I come in this motherfucker every day, right. Nigga. I'm an LA nigga, I run this block type shit. I didn't, nigga. What you mean, nigga? I got a 4-year-old kid on my fucking shoulder, and the nigga's like, you gotta wait till they leave, and I'm like, who is that? And it was Nelly and Polo the Don. First of all, them niggas was this big. Man, I said, man, fuck them little ass niggas. Man, you better let me in here. He's like, bro, I can't let you. And I just walked off because I was like, I ain't gonna make a scene. But like when I said, fuck them niggas, Nelly and old boy looked. And I was like, yeah, nigga, fuck y'all blocking the store. I went off. I was
Private shopping, Nelly. I mean, I guess.
I be extra out, but I didn't mean it that way. I just, you know, at a certain point, because this is LA, you run into these niggas and he's like, you ain't got to shut down the store. I'm not coming in here to bother these niggas. I'm coming here to buy my daughter some shoes. Like, so like, I was like, nigga, that whole extra out have a security guard because the store didn't tell you to shut it down. It was him.
If I go diamond, I might shut the store down for 15, 20 minutes or something like that.
You know what?
I go diamond.
He 100% deserved to shut that store down.
I agree. And you got a multi-million-dollar company with apple bottoms. Like, he's a fashion guy, too.
I'm a fucking idiot. I'm gonna tell you. But, like, it was more like I was getting my daughter some shoes. It was like, it was personal to me. And I'm just like, this big-ass bodyguard nigga, I'll let you beat me up and sue Nelly. But no, yeah, I remember that time, man. So
Fairfax was interesting. That's definitely where I cut my teeth in this business. I would say. Just learning branding, marketing, rollouts, all of that comes from my time on Fairfax. Because like I said, I was, even back then, now that I think on it, like I was getting clothing people to open up media platforms basically so that LA rappers would have places to do interviews.
Okay, Don Kennedy and all of that.
There were different clothing brands and I'm like, okay, you have a photographer, you have a space. Why don't I bring this LA rapper up here so that you can ask him these questions? I used to write the questions. So I've been doing media, I just wasn't doing it. I would write the questions and I'd be like, okay, ask him this and set up the interview basically because there weren't too many outlets that were covering West Coast rap at the time outside of Dub CNN, and Nima from Dub CNN ended up doing Empire with Ghazi. Oh. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. So I
didn't know that at all. And like my boys, like they were really cool with Ghazi.
Yeah, Nima.
I didn't know that.
Nima from Empire used to have my favorite blog. I used to every morning, every day after school, I used to go on dubcnn.com.
Wow.
And that was one of the only blogs that was really covering West Coast rap. Now
You're right.
You would see Nipsey on Rap Radar. That's why I love Rap Radar. Elliot Wilson.
And allhiphop.com.
You would see them covering Nipsey a lot. And you would see some Dom. Blogs would cover Dom and Nipsey.
Right.
So the blog era was doing right by them, but not everybody in LA.
Not everybody in LA.
So we had to make do with what we had. And so we had Fairfax. So maybe like 3 or 4 offices or clothing stores. I turned into media platforms down there. So now that I think on it, media's always been my calling. I just might have been hesitant to accept it.
Go ahead. Now I'm after you brought all of that up, I'm pretty sure I've seen some of the events that you had going on out there because it was like, and it was so much shit going on, and like I was just so like I'm fucking with the like because I used to fuck with music back in the day too, like, but like at that time like I just didn't want to be involved in that shit anymore because I just saw too much during that time, and like. I'm a real street nigga at the end of the day. I'm like the way they was like the way the industry is like I'm not one of those guys that like would go for the fuck shit and like they try to stay away from them type of dudes. And like when like Nip was the homie. Like I knew Nip from back in the day and like when he started getting his come up, man, we was just happy to help support him and support everyone else who because at that time, I'm in my 30s, so I'm like, yeah, I'm past my prime. Like, nigga, I don't give a fuck about none of that. So, like, I was fully helping support all the young homies and shit. So, like, that's dope that you were doing that, bro. So, Fairfax was popping now. Do you remember when you started a day in L.A.? Because
yes, it was, I want to say 2018.
Okay.
Is when 2017, 2018 is when I saw there was a lack of black media representation in LA.
Right.
And there also was just a lack of like someone covering the music in a integral way.
Right.
Meaning being honest about the music, speaking to how they feel about the music, not just promo. I can promo you, but you're gonna get the critique.
I'm not gonna just bride you just because you a nigga out of the city.
Go check out so and so music. Go check out so and so music. Go check out so and so music. Like they homie can do that.
Right.
I want to be able to articulate how I feel about the music. So I started the first rapper I interviewed. I went old school, new school. So I got Yo-Yo. I did an over-the-phone interview with Yo-Yo. The first lady of the West Coast.
Come on now.
First lady of the West Coast.
You can't play with my Yo-Yo.
Right. And then only female rapper, until Doja Cat, only female rapper from LA to actually go like gold and platinum was Yo-Yo. Sure. Yes. And then I got AZ Chike. That was my first like new LA rapper interview.
An Inglewood representative like you.
He's from LA.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I always thought he was Inglewood.
No, he's not from Inglewood.
That's what Draco said.
No. So, anywho, so Yeah, I ended up interviewing them too, and then just from there I interviewed like people like Kaylin For Real, and all the way up to RJ, G Perico, Joe Moses. Just Dan LA has been very, it's colorful, it's lively, it's, nice. You feel me? It's just me capturing the essence of LA rap today and paying homage to the golden era that I grew up in.
Man, that is so dope. We got to give props on that because like to hear you speak and to know that you were a young dude with that head on your shoulder, man, I feel like a proud grandfather of LA because it's like that love that I hear you have for Los Angeles, that's exactly how I am and how I always been. Like, nigga, I probably got LA tattooed on me 7 different times. And like I'm not a nigga that's stuck in LA. Like, nigga, I'm well versed. I travel. I'm all over this motherfucker.
There's no place like home.
There's no place. I'm sorry.
No place like home.
And like I know it sounds biased to be like, yeah, I'm sure a nigga in Danville, Illinois would be like, nigga, this the greatest city. But no. Exactly. So no, LA. The love for LA, man, it's what I have too. And to hear that's what you were doing, bro, like that is dope. So let's get to this. This is something that I really, really, really love. When I first hearing about this, I said, man, I saw you on No Jumper. Okay. And they said they brought you on and introduced you to two former guests. And they were like,
former hosts.
Former hosts, sorry about that. And I was like, damn, I didn't know anything about it. I'm going to even lie. And I was like,
that was my first one though.
I was like, yo, that's like the hardest shit I ever heard.
You don't remember it from back in the day? Because you said you were.
Well, what I do remember, I remember like.
Because Kool Moe Dee did it in the 80s. But he was a rapper.
Oh, nigga, I was a little nigga in the 80s.
Okay, yeah, so Kool Moe Dee did it in the 80s. He was a rapper.
I know Kool Moe Dee.
From New York, right.
Oh, yeah.
And he had it in his album sleeve. As like promo. So he graded all his peers, the LL Cool J's, the Run DMC.
Did he really?
How the
fuck don't I know that? Like I remember, like nigga, like I'm a little nigga. Like I bought the Adventures of Slick Rick. Like that's like
damn, yeah.
That's
what, 88.
Yes, 88.
Okay.
88 may have been one of the greatest years in hip hop history.
Like you got Rakim, you got Public Enemy, you got
EPMD,
NWA, EPMD. Yeah, 88
you
had
had
a great year.
Oh my God, NW. Right. I can go on. I can't even. Man, there's so. I don't even want to go into that because it's so.
That's like the real golden era.
The real golden era, like
hip hop. But that's why I refer to the 2010 blog era as our golden era.
It is
because it reminds the Nipsey, Dom, YG, Kendrick. That like,
we had some hitters.
Type of MCs remind me of that 80s, 87, 88, 89 New York. Golden era,
and they was putting out some heat back then, and it wasn't. It wasn't even a difference. Like it wasn't no such thing back then as like East Coast, West Coast sound, because like we didn't look at it like that as kids. Because you had EPMD, they from Long Island, New York, but they rapping over the Parliament and like stuff that we grew up here in LA. So it was never like nigga that sound that East Coast shit. Because in the 80s, everything was just the music. Because like it wasn't no, and then people started separating it like when like the early 90s, mid 90s came. It's like, oh, and I remember a lot of my friends telling me, because I've always been like a hip hop historian. Like, nigga, I loved Mobb Deep. I loved the Roots. I loved like a lot of East Coast, Capone and Noriega, Wu-Tang. But I'm also LA West Coast nigga. So like I'm Dub C'd out. I'm NWA out. I'm Cubed out.
But you had a, not to cut you out, but you had a East Coast, West Coast rivalry, even in the 80s, Ice-T versus LL Cool J.
Oh, yeah, that was. But it was more, I think that was more, well, that Tim Dog, that don't count. Fuck him. Tim Dog.
He said fuck Compton, right?
Yeah, but like, that was like.
It was hip-hop, but.
It was, no.
Street
it only was hip-hop if like both sides was a factor or was some. Tim Dog was a nigga that was just trying to make money off of what was hot. That's like me coming out right now. Or that's like someone coming out during like the T.I., the Jeezy, the Gucci era and saying, fuck Atlanta. It's like, you can't say that. Nigga, everybody's huge in Atlanta, but you a whack nigga.
That might be the way you see it. I don't see it that way. I saw it as you guys, I play devil's advocate often. I saw it as you guys are coming out and fucking up the foundation that was built in New York hip hop, which was more positive than what NWA was pushing.
Well, no.
Hip hop turned on his head. It turned on his head with NWA and with gangster rap. But you can't say that because it was invented to keep young black and brown youth safe.
You still had, but like MWA wasn't the only gangster rappers. Like that's what a lot of people get shit wrong. Yeah. But like it wasn't just West Coast shit. You had Cool G Rap. He was putting out. You had Ed OG and the Bulldogs.
G Rap wasn't big. He wasn't going platinum. He wasn't on.
But like Tim Dog wasn't
on MTV Rap. So what they was pushing NWA.
Oh, you had to. It was inevitable. You had to because not only were they great. It was a sound that was different. So it was like, the boom bap rap was out of there. The I Need Loves and all that shit. And like it was during the time when not just LA, but cities around the world it was hot. Like niggas was selling dope and cops was bashing niggas' heads in and like, fuck all that friendly party shit. We not making that. And like as LA niggas, we like, nigga, fuck the police. Like we not about to make, so we made music that represented the streets and our struggle. So it wasn't like we was trying to turn rap, nigga. We just spoke what we knew.
I didn't speak to any intention. It was reality.
No, it's reality rap.
However, I'm telling you how it was marketed. I'm telling you what it was.
Oh yeah, you had to though.
It was used for wrong, but it was intended to be just reality. I'm telling my reality.
Right.
Police fuck
Right.
It's gangs outside. This is how we live.
Yeah.
Reality rap. But once it got into the Jerry Heller and the label system, I'm telling you how I could see how East Coast nigga would be like, damn, we over here rocking African medallions and native tongues, you feel me? And that type of stuff.
The East Coast, I don't think
Enemy Rakim was speaking knowledge.
Yeah. It's poor righteous teachers, but no, the East Coast didn't have a problem with it. It was one nigga. Tim Dog was the only nigga that came out saying, but like I would have respected, anyone would have respected Tim Dog. One, had he been good. Okay. Two, if he had a cat. Can you name another Tim Dog song? No, exactly. So it seemed like
One Hit Wonder. That's sad.
It just seemed it was so fake when it came out. Nobody respected that shit. Like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. Nigga, you just trying to ride this wave. Get the fuck out of here. And he couldn't back that one song up with another song. Had he put out a song after Fuck Compton, then people would have respected him. Like, okay, this is a real nigga who's standing on business.
And acknowledge the East Coast.
I don't even. Did that nigga even record a song after that? That nigga probably only recorded that song. And now that nigga is like driving a bus or something. I'm like, that nigga, I think he like filing taxes or something. But fuck Tim Dog at the end of the day. So the rap report card.
Mo D made it in the 80s. He put it in his album sleeve.
Okay.
He graded all his peers, which is kind of biased because like you dropping your album, so you're not gonna say they're great, they're better than you or whatnot. But he did it. I'm not gonna say it went viral because it wasn't no viral.
But it was huge.
It went 80s viral, whatever.
It went crazy. Like before viral, it was a virus.
Before viral, yeah. So I saw it on the timeline. It resurfaced. And I remember seeing it when I was younger, and I was like, you know what? Somebody needs to bring this type of emphasis on lyricism and cadence and flow and things like that back to hip hop. And why not start with LA? Because I feel like LA rap was suffering all of these areas. So I took the rap report card, and I made it a local thing, which is like I do LA, I do the Bay, I do Detroit, I do different cities.
You started off just doing LA.
LA, yeah. For the first 2 years, I did LA.
Right, and like because of your report card, you actually helped me as an elder, like you introduced some MCs or some rappers who I never heard of out of the city.
That's good.
Cause when you're from a certain generation, you stuck in that generation. Sometimes you veer off, but like it's a different sound and whole different vibe. So like it's a vibe that I couldn't like when the Jerk era came out. I didn't understand that. I was one of them old niggas standing on the corner. How the fuck these niggas are doing these weird?
I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but it led to that's how we got YG.
Right.
So no Jerking, we don't have YG and Mustard. So everything happens for a reason. But I wasn't a fan. Even as a kid, I was like, this is not quality music.
So back to the Tim Dog and I just wanted to end it with this, like, and I don't mean him personally. Like when I come at niggas and you hear me say fuck this person, fuck that, I don't mean them personally as a man. I mean that. Well, I guess I do.
Fuck their music.
Fuck his category. Fuck his music. Fuck his whole catalog. Fuck everything he represents. But no, it's just to
what
us.
Catalog?
It just It just felt like a gimmick. It felt like someone was trying to stir up some shit for a response. He got one response.
That's what they accused me of doing too. So shit, I can relate. I definitely can. It's crazy that we even brought up Tim Dog and we talked about that.
I love that. I love the fact that you knew who that was.
Right, people referring to this report card and to me, they're saying like even this year with there being so many D's and F's, they're trying to say that I did this to make rappers mad or to get attention.
Don't you hate that?
It's just so stupid to me because it's like if I wanted to get attention and like get a whole bunch of views, one, I would talk about artists that get a whole bunch of views.
Right.
And then two,
that makes sense.
It's like I could also I could do the gang shit. That's what people care about. You feel me? I could have a platform where it's just hoes arguing and shit like Zeus Network type shit. I could do those type of things. I could do that in my sleep.
Exactly.
But no, I talk about something that most people won't touch. So Vanessa Sadden at Double XL for the past 3 years, there hasn't been or 2 years, there hasn't been an LA rapper on the Double XL freshman cover.
Can you believe that?
She won't. Yes, I can because she won't touch it. But here
you think it's because of the gang shit, or is she just not into what we're putting out right now?
Look how stressed out I am behind working with LA Rap. So at this point now, maybe if you had asked me 3-4 years ago before all of this, I would have said, oh yeah, she's fucked up. All these platforms that ignore LA Rap year after year, they're fucked up.
Got it.
But now that I've been working with them,
boy,
in this
it's kind of hard
capacity. It's like, damn, y'all are impossible.
See, now that when you saying that, like people saying you only do this for, it reminds me of a little quote that Common said a while ago, like when rap was switching over from lyrics to just like being like, clown shit. He said, if I don't hate it, if I don't like it, I don't like it. That don't mean that I'm hating. Yeah. And it reminded me of like what you just said, because like people expect you to like what they like, or like if just because it's popular don't mean that it's good.
They don't like it. That's my point. Because if you liked it, you would support it, and the numbers would be there. It's 4 million people in LA.
Thank you.
If you liked LA Rap, so why can't I not like the music if y'all don't like the music?
Thank you.
I challenge anyone to go to Twitter and look up LA Rap or LA Rappers and see all the tweets dated back from years and years of people just saying this LA Rap shit is weak. All y'all sounding like we tired of seeing the same gang banging lean niggas in the video. 30 niggas in the video just sipping lean, gang banging. Same shit over and over and over. Okay. You have BET Hip Hop Awards that won't nominate an LA rapper outside of Kendrick Lamar. You have the Grammys that won't really nominate any LA rappers nominated this year, last year. You get what I'm saying? You have these platforms that ignore LA rap from different regions, and then you have LA natives that ignore new LA rap. But then when I come out and say these rappers need to improve in certain areas, it's taboo. It's like, oh no. And I'll say it like this. When I put out the first one, I never forgot. I went to do this interview at like a shoe store. And there was a lady interviewing me, and there was a female artist on the report card. Her name on the first one, her name is Ray. Shout out to Ray.
Shout out to Ray.
She's from the Crenshaw district, and the lady who was interviewing me, she said, and you gave Raya F? Why the fuck would you give Raya F? You can't be doing the ladies like that. You can't be doing her like that. And I said, you're not even saying her name right.
You're not even saying her name right.
You don't even know who she is, but you want me to give her a good grade.
Just because.
You get
See,
what
that's
I'm saying?
crazy.
So it's like people I hear people want you to lie, but that's what a lot of media people, especially a lot of the ones that came out before me, were doing.
Okay.
They were just promoting.
100%.
I have audio of media people saying like, I think a lot of this music is weak, but I'm not going to say it because that's not my place. And I'm like, no, that is the place. The Source magazine had a 5-mic system. If it was weak, 1 mic. If it was great, 5.
Exactly.
Or if it was classic, 5.
But there was a time where they kept it real with the Source, but then the politics got involved and the machine started putting their artists on the covers and forcing them to tell us that because we went and bought
5 mics when it wasn't.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you, like in the 90s, we really bought albums based on that rating. Okay. Like, yeah, we listened to them, but like if the Source said an album was a 5 mic, or which they didn't do often, or if it was a 4 or 4.5, nigga, we was running to Warehouse, to Tower Records, going to buy those albums because the Source was the hip hop Bible.
And Double XL with size rate.
The size.
Small, medium, large, extra large.
Man, they had unsigned hype in the source.
source,
If you made that,
shout out to Matty C.
Come on now.
All time, Matty
okay,
C,
see, this dude knows his history. That's why I fucks with it.
Oh, my
So-
pops used to have the Source magazines
course,
and the Double XL magazines underneath the coffee table, at a glass coffee table.
And you
he
read
had
them.
hundreds of them. And I used to read them. Come home, read them. I didn't have to do homework as soon as I got home. I used to be able to read the magazines, watch Rap City, 106 in Park.
Shout out to your pops, man. Shout out to pops.
Hip hop always been,
Shout out. Your pops is probably around my age, so shout out to pops. But like, I want to segue into the report card, and before we get into this latest one.
Yeah.
I have one question.
What's up?
If you had to rate the worst, absolute worst, since you've been doing this, fuck it. I want to hear a name.
Talk about it.
Who is the worst album that you ever listened to where you was like, man, this shit shouldn't even be out? Like, I see you give niggas F's. I know that. But if you had to rank, because I know you probably remember the majority of the F's that you given.
Too many.
You can,
It's
but
too many. If I had to,
if you had just let's say who, like, where you was like, come on, it doesn't even have to be a name that we know.
Okay, I won't say this is the worst. I'll say this is the most disappointing. This is the one that
that's a
broke
big
my
difference.
heart, and it's been recent. I wanted 6 Tape 3 to be a lot better than it was. So 6 Tape 3 to me was lackluster, and I was rooting and excited for that project. I felt like I was speaking into existence every day. I would get online and say, we need 6 Tape 3, we need Bino and Blast to come together and give us another one, because I love 6 Tape 1, the EP. I love 6 Tape 2, the mixtape or what have you. So I wanted 6 Tape 3, and then they dropped it, and it was only 6 songs, and it didn't have any features, and most of the production was redundant and repetitive. So
it was like samples from like back in the day, right? Like,
yeah, but they'll flip some samples on the project. They flipped Ego.
I remember
which is
that.
the Beyonce song, and it was another sample that they flipped on it. But
so you were more disappointed with that album?
Yes,
it's
not the worst project ever. You can cut it on. I'm not gonna be like cut this off or nothing like that.
Okay.
I don't have an answer to that worst just off the top of my head.
Okay.
But I will say that's the most disappointing. That's the project that let me
because
down.
you had high expectations.
I had very high expectations.
Okay.
If I had to add another one to that list, I want to say Blue Bus Clan's debut project, debut album.
Okay.
Clanway 3, again, solid project, but for it to be a debut, when they marketed, when their label decided to call that their debut album, they shouldn't have did that, because when I think LA or West Coast debut albums, I'm thinking Victory Lap, I'm thinking My Crazy Life, I'm thinking Good Kid, Mad City, I'm thinking the documentary, I'm thinking Doggy Style, I'm thinking The Chronic. If I'm a West Coast artist, I will not sleep. America's Most Wanted. I'm not gonna go to sleep unless my debut album falls in that lineage and in that same vein. And
You
that
named
album
some absolute monster projects.
Our debut album game on the West Coast is crazy. So when a label says this is the debut album, when the press release says it's the debut album, and I go check out Clanway 3, and it's like, no, this should have been a mixtape, because Clanway 1 was a mixtape, Clanway 2 was a mixtape, Clanway 3
and that was an actual push behind it. That just was.
So yeah, those are the two disappointing projects that came out in recent times.
Got it. Because I'm not gonna even lie.
Form your own opinion, definitely.
I'm not gonna even lie. I didn't have the time tonight, but I hopefully I will sometime this week, because some of these guys I'm not gonna even keep it. I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't know who the fuck some of these niggas are, but I will know by tonight. And
there's about 60 something names on here. I did 3 sides this year.
Now,
to show extra love.
how does this work? Are these all albums that came out this year?
No. There's artists.
So how do you come about putting this together? Explain, please.
I put the artists that I feel other people and other artists can learn from.
Okay, and that's based on their latest project, or
that your latest project is going to affect your grade.
Okay,
and you're not putting out music as well is going to affect your grade. Everything affects your grade. It's all accumulative.
Got
it. What I
it.
want to use, but I put the artists that I feel like if I break down their music, their career at this point, somebody scrolling on this can be affected in a way and can learn from it.
Got it.
So maybe you can learn from me calling out Rimble for being inconsistent. Maybe that'll inspire you to put out some music, or maybe you can learn from me saying this artist needs to step up their lyricism. Maybe that'll inspire you to step up your lyricism.
Okay.
So it's all about I'm trying to solve the deficit. I'm solution driven. I like to solve problems. I'm a critical thinker. So if the West Coast is in a deficit, I feel like if we step up in these 12 categories, which is impact, lyricism, cadence, flow, catalog, consistency, beat selection, music videos, branded style, originality, and versatility. Okay. If we step up in those areas, there's no excuse. Then Double XL can't leave nobody off.
Bro, you know what I really love? I fucking love the honesty behind this. Just by looking at the names that I am familiar with, the fact that like you have Doja Cat.
Yeah, she's from Tarzana.
At a B+. And I'm gonna tell you,
Paint the town red.
I'm gonna tell you some honest shit.
Right.
I had this conversation with someone recently. As a matter of fact, it was here in the office.
Yeah.
I can't help but love her because one thing, she's an absolute artist to the fucking definition.
A real artist.
A real artist.
Singer, songwriter, rapper.
Singer, songwriter, and rapper.
Yeah.
And another thing, she puts out great music.
Quality music.
Not fucking.
It's a great album.
There's nothing half-ass about. Even the songs that I don't like, I like kinda. Yeah. But like, we talking about someone that really puts out great music, and like at a point to where like now once you build a name in this industry, you can put out whatever you want sometimes, and like people going. But like, she has been so consistent. I mean, that Paint the Town Red, for her to use that beat.
Yeah, it was the first. It was the first rap song to go #1 in a very long time.
Oh my God, I was just gonna say that.
Charts. Yep,
I was just, and like, that's where I fuck with you.
I want to claim that because people want to disassociate Doja. Oh, she's not LA rap.
How can they?
We should claim that. That's LA County.
Why wouldn't
Tarzana's
they?
LA.
She's
Los
a
Angeles
Valley
County.
girl.
If you count somebody from Long Beach, you got to count somebody from Tarzana. It's both Los Angeles County, and we need to claim our artists that's doing well on the pop charts and have cult fans and performing at Coachella and these big things. Don't just claim the local LA rapper that only get 1,000 views a music video or something like that. Claim the successful one too, who could, if you put her in a booth, she can rap like out.
That's why I respect this content, man, because for you to say that, and that's something that we do here in LA. We try to like a person from Carson or from the outskirts would be like, that ain't LA. Well, nigga, that's LA. She's from Tarzana, nigga, that's LA. Because someone from motherfucking Nacogdoches, Texas, when they hear someone's from California, they're going to say LA, and I'm only meaning Southern California. Shout out to the North. But like, if you from Southern California, no matter what parts, because people don't understand how big it is. LA County stretches from here all the way to fucking Pomona. Right. So like, these people in the valley and these people in these areas, they better accept them. So that's, when I seen that, I said, oh yeah, he's keeping it 100. Absolutely. But there's one thing I do. I need to know.
What's going on?
Bro, there's a fuck ton of F's on here.
Yeah, a lot of F's, a lot of D's, yeah. All the data supports that. All the monthly Spotify listeners, the lack of nominations, the lack of touring outside of California, everything points to that. Everything from what the fans are saying online, everything points to LA rap. New LA rap music is not good.
Okay.
But when someone puts it on paper, it's controversial for whatever reason. But it's like if everything else is saying it and you guys are saying it and the radio station that won't play the music is saying it in a different way. They're not saying it, but by not playing the records, they're saying it. You know what I'm saying? The club DJ is not playing the record. That's saying that the music is not transferable to a club.
Tell me this, bro.
So it's just music that you can play on your block. Like, what?
Okay, tell me this, because it's a big list, so I can't go over all of them. But there's one I'm looking at right now. I need answers.
Okay.
J-Rock has an F.
He has an F.
J-Rock has put out two of the, no.
How long ago was that? He hasn't put out an album since 2017? Redemption?
But what if he may be, like, because I just got a notification on I think TikTok recently. Mm-hmm. He just shot a video in his, so he has a project coming out. But if you're basing their body of work, J-Rock should be a B.
No, how? Based off something I did that long ago? And
yeah, but if they don't have an album out.
Why not? We need our top dogs abandon us. So Kendrick with 5 years with our best lyricists. Then we talking about the LA niggas. They rap like Blueface. They can't rap because our top dogs, our top lyricists, our most beloved, appreciated lyricists. Kendrick 5 years no album. Absol 7 years no album. Schoolboy 5 years no album. J-Rock 6-7 years no album.
But you gotta take into consideration.
Nothing. I can't. These boxes don't take consideration.
Well, listen. Let me tell you.
Consistency, and you put a number there. It's no room. I can't.
But no. But the consistency is only one block. But you're giving them an overall F. So like.
Right. Watch this. Hear me out.
Tell me, please. I need to know.
You are a student. You are a student.
Yes.
You decide to miss a big test and you get a 0 or a 1 on it, which is a 10% on the test.
Okay.
Do you still have an A?
No.
You might have dropped down to what, a C plus?
Yes.
Okay, now that means everything else you do in this class has to be pitch perfect for you to maintain that C plus. So say you fucked up and you got a 70% on this test or 80% on this test or anything else. You missed a day. Anything else went wrong. Unless you're 100% perfect, then you're not dropping music. You're not going to get higher than a C plus because we just broke it down.
Well, but school is something that it's a mandatory schedule. In music, there isn't.
Especially for LA rap, it definitely should be. I don't feel like you should be able to go away for 5 years in a city that is being overlooked.
Yeah, but you gotta. Maybe everyone doesn't want to be Ralphie the Plug and put a fucking tape on every week.
But once a year, Drake
like J-Rock might be like, nigga, it's taking me 5 because I am perfecting this album because I don't want to put out trash. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to be like, yo,
and that's why you have LA rappers posting, bring me Chase accounts, bring me Wells Fargo, bring me XYZ, because we don't have any artists that are willing to be the marquee staple faces of the West Coast. So all the business is gone. You live in Inglewood now, or Inglewood adjacent. I'm from Inglewood. How much business did the SoFi Stadium and them reopening the Forum bring to Inglewood? It's an attraction. Those are attractions, right? And with the new Clipper Stadium coming, those are going to be attractions. Right. But it's still attractions. It's going to bring people, businesses, commerce, all of that stuff. Yeah. So imagine if it wasn't there. And that's what people have done. That's what a lot of MCs have done to the West Coast. They said, oh, no, we're not going to have a SoFi Stadium because I'm going through personal stuff and I want to be with my family. Or So it's no business. There's no foot traffic because the attractions aren't there. So it's only smaller artists that can't bring a crowd. But the J-Rocks, the Kendrick Lamars, the bigger artists, they're going. We already, we lost Nipsey, you feel me? Different thing. We lost Draco. So a lot of the artists that had the potential to bring in that foot traffic and bring the money to the city, a lot of the potential SoFi Stadiums and forums that we had aren't open.
So when was the last album Tyler, the Creator, dropped?
He dropped the Call Me When You Get Lost deluxe edition last year.
With DJ Drama, right?
Right, he dropped the deluxe edition for it. And you know that album won a Grammy. He went back and he added songs with Earl Sweatshirt, Vince Staples, and YG.
He's fucking amazing. Yeah. So I don't see Vince on here.
Vince is on it. It's in alphabetical order too.
Okay.
So Vince Staples is on here. He got
he got a C.
Got a C. 75 C, yeah. And he didn't put out a project last year. I feel like he should have, but he's been doing his branding thing. We have the Vince Staples show on Netflix, as well as him being a star on Abbott Elementary. So that goes for the branding score.
Oh, he's on that show?
Yeah, he plays the love interest, Maurice.
God damn it. See, I need to get more in tune with television and music because
that's why that branding is
I fucking love Vince Staples. Like, his work of...
And he has the best interviews. Like if I had to cut on an LA rapper's interview, like on a podcast,
the best.
I'm watching Vince Staples
every single time.
His brand is a 9. Once he introduced like some artists, say Vince Staples had a roster of artists signed to him, he was pushing them. Then it'll be a 10. But I keep it at a 9 until then. I'll give him that extra point.
He's just I just love Vince because not only is he a talented rapper, he has
he's a brand.
He's a whole brand.
He's in White Man Can't Jump.
Yes, he is, and he knows his worth. And I just hear him speaking like really like educational things as far as like what goes on with his art. And I shot, but like man, I don't know who
Any other questions about
So
this?
let me ask you.
What's up?
So, because this shit is like one of the biggest things in LA.
Thank you.
Your report card.
Yeah, it's big.
Every nigga on this motherfucker.
A lot of these niggas' records, to be honest.
So. Yeah. Do they get at you about this? And I don't mean like in a disrespectful way, but what do they say? Like, what's your explanation? Because like the way you broke it down to me, if I was a rapper and I got an F, I can agree with it because I'm like, yeah, nigga, what the fuck you just said made a lot of fucking sense.
That's the reaction as soon as they listen to me and just hear me out for a second.
Right.
It turns into that. But the initial response is always, nigga, fuck you. I'll beat you up. Call me names, talking about my weight. You fat, you fat, you fat.
Oh,
all that stuff. But then we, if they hear me out, then it'd be cool. And they be tapped, and then they sending me every song before they put it out and want me to come to the mixtape listening party and send me the mixtape ahead of time and all that stuff. But I will say it's been nothing but hate. It's been majority hate online, but it's been nothing but love in person. I haven't had one negative interaction in the years I've been doing it.
I mean, because like I'm not gonna even lie, I was ready to like to go in once I seen this because I'm like, man, maybe this. I was one of those ones. I'm not gonna even front. Man, this nigga just want to make the internet but like, You make a lot of sense because
I would grade Drake or somebody and give Drake an F or something like that if I wanted to really go viral and really get attention or something, which is cap because Drake's not an F rapper.
Drake is the greatest rapper ever.
One of the greatest. I'm not gonna give him but he's one of the greatest rappers.
I got a thing. Me and Drake. Well, this podcast has a thing with Drake. I bought his book. You see it right there. I bought his book.
I wouldn't call that a book, but yeah.
Can you answer him this question? Because I promise to bring this up every time.
Haikus.
You seen it before?
I've seen it. Yeah, somebody's brought it to my podcast.
Can you open mine, please, and just go through a few pages, please? Tell me something. Do you notice something? No, pass that one.
Yeah, it's blank. It's for you to scribble haikus. I've seen this concept before. He's not the first person to do that.
That was done on purpose?
Yeah, it's for haikus.
So he didn't have his own haikus? Like, I thought like it was gonna be. So
maybe if you pour some lemon juice on the pages.
No. Honestly, I'm being dead ass serious, man. Because like when I got that in the mail. I was expecting Drake haikus. I didn't know I had to come up with my own like I'm Phil Jackson.
You should be jotting down some haikus or something.
No, but that's not what it was made for. Like when I went on Instagram and TikTok, there was no one else with blank books.
You mind if I read this?
Go right ahead. It's great intro.
May your neighbors respect you, trouble neglect you, angels protect you, and heaven accept you. I think by definition that is a haiku.
It is, but
I feel like I've seen versions with other brief statements on pages though.
He had a full book full of haikus.
I remember flipping through one and it was bullshit on each page in small sentences. You got this from the Slauson, huh? Nah, man. Yes, you did. No, that's why somebody been chewing on the motherfucker.
My dog did.
Oh man, it's all good.
Tell me this, bro. And I really have. I thought Drake was. I thought he had like a Ponzi scheme going. Because when I got
Ponzi scheme, why would Drake have to do a Ponzi scheme?
Because like because the rollout. Do you remember the rollout? It was right before the 21 Savage Drake album come out. Then he announced I'm releasing a book. But then I ordered a book, which was fucking hard to get. It was sold out. I finally got one. Then I get one and it's blank. And I'm like, yo, is Drake playing a trick on everybody and sending niggas blank books?
You could do sketches in it or something.
Yeah, but it wasn't meant for that. There was no one.
Louis Vuitton.
Bro, I really thought like that's what he did. There was no other niggas with blank books. So, just so you know, Aubrey, I'm bringing you back up, nigga. So if you hear this or not, nigga, you owe us. You already know the list of things.
A refund.
Nah, fuck that refund. The money is nothing. Nigga, I'm up. The thing is, I just think it's disrespectful.
It's branding though. Like, so if a LA rapper drops some merch like that,
nigga, you bet not be selling blank books, nigga.
They probably
as an avid reader
with us, but I do an extra one. Hey, no, still my idea either. That blank checkbook shit, I'm gonna.
That's your shit. But no, my only problem was like, had I seen other people with blank books, I'd have been like, oh, that's funny as fuck.
I feel like I've seen a book. The one that was brought to my podcast has some bullshit. It was blank sometimes too, but it had some bullshit.
It had actual haikus. Printed haiku.
You might have made that yourself.
Nah, that would have been fresh. That would have been fresh. Okay, so. I got only a few more things to talk about, bro. What's up? I got a question. I got questions and answers. This is a segment of the podcast that we're going to do with you because as a hip-hop historian, I thought this would be a great idea, and so did my producer. He actually brought it to the table, and I was like, no. So I'm going to give you two names, and you just pick which one. It's like
this or that.
This or that.
All right.
Okay. Elliott Wilson or Russell Simmons?
Nigga, fuck you.
Bow.
Can I take a shot?
Yes, please. Take a shot. That's what we were supposed to do. So let's go ahead and
I'll take the shot for that one.
Take a shot.
You know, and this is
we're taking Jameson shots too.
Whatever. But listen, this is lie detector passing Russell Simmons.
100%.
This is like innocent Russell Simmons. Not thinking if he's guilty, not that Russell Simmons.
But is he guilty?
I don't believe so. I feel like if he passed the lie detector test, given by the state administrator multiple times, too. You know, but I'll say both. I'll drink to both because Russell Simmons' book "Do You," I read that when I was 12.
Good for you,
and that's
brother.
what I adhere to it to this day.
Thank you. Yeah. So he's gonna take a shot.
Give me one more cup, please. One more cup. We both want.
Yeah.
Both to that. You can ask me the next one. I owe you a shot.
Okay.
Elliott and Russell. I say both.
Okay. Now I didn't write this list down. The people behind the scenes did, and I had a problem with this one. But he when he explained it to me, it made a whole lot of sense.
Right.
West Side Connection or Baby Stone Gorillas?
say easy West Side Connection.
Boy, come on.
And shout out to the you want more?
BSGs. No,
Oh,
hell no.
shout out to BSGs, but West Side Connection is just
It's one of the most legendary albums ever. I'm gonna take a shot with
Cheers,
you.
bro.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is for the both.
Ooh, this one is crazy right here. This is crazy.
What's up?
Tyler the Creator or Doja Cat. This crazy. We went on a Doja Cat
That's
rant.
tough, but I'm gonna still give it to Tyler.
You give it to Tyler.
Yeah.
One, I'm gonna give you. You give me your reason why you like or you chose Tyler. I'm gonna give you my reason.
I chose Tyler over Doja just because maybe he also has the Our Future Collective and how important that was. The TV shows, the store on Fairfax, the branding, the camp vlog and all. So he's more of a platform.
Yeah.
Because I'm always thinking solution driven. So if anyone's a bigger asset, like Doja doesn't associate with LA rap like that.
She don't.
You feel me? Like I said, Tyler just put Earl Sweatshirt, Vince Staples, and YG on this new album. We didn't have to do that.
Well, let me tell you why I'm gonna choose Tyler because, as I said earlier, my wife has that salon. I actually watched this kid go from just being like a regular kid skating up and down Fairfax to like getting in cool with the Supreme guys to becoming
a mogul.
To dropping Yonkers,
Yep.
being nominated at the MTV Awards, them walking on stage with that, like I watched
Culture, man.
When I saw the full growth
Yeah.
from the beginning all the way to where he is now, bro. I feel like I used this term before, but like I feel like a proud father because I always want to see our people do well. But when I see them become who they drink, because I watched all his fucking interviews and I know how much he loved Pharrell and how he wanted to not only be like Pharrell as far as like a top producer, but he wanted to be a whole ass brand.
Yeah, he did that.
And I watched him open up his store next to Damiano's, the pizza place. I watched these niggas set that store on fire on accident, then move down the street. I watched the whole shit. But not only did I watch the evolution of Tyler, I watched Frank Ocean become something, even though he wasn't on Fairfax like that, but like he was. I watched Earl Sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Like
even Lionel just won an Emmy.
Lionel.
You saw Lionel win an Emmy for the Bear. Do you watch The Bear?
The Bear, yeah.
I love that show. Yeah, shout out to Lionel.
Shout out to
Lionel
Lip.
Boys,
That's not his name on the show, but the main guy, he was Lip on the other show.
Shameless.
Shameless, yeah.
Oh God, he's on Shameless. Yeah.
So shout out to Lionel. I love his character on there because he loved his mother and like
he's the baker on the
he's
show.
the
Pastry
baker,
chef
the
baker,
pastry chef. Shout out to that's an amazing show.
The acting on that show is incredible.
The writing is incredible.
So Our Future, you got to give it to them. But shout out to Doja Cat.
That's
too,
why
because of Our Future, I'm gonna say Tyler because he brought all his homies with him.
Shout out to Tyler and Blast or Bino.
I'm gonna go with Bino. I like Bino's solo music better. I love when they work together. Even though I was disappointed in 683, that doesn't mean I don't want a 684.
Right.
They invited me to the 683 live. The concert was amazing at the Novo downtown. Concert was sensational.
Damn, I missed that.
So I'll still go with Bino. I like his solo music. He just doesn't drop solo projects that often.
I know.
And he's very low key, and I feel like his presence is missed as a solo artist.
Got it.
On the West Coast, and I hope that this year he steps it up in that regard.
God damn, you give great answers. Fuck, this kid is amazing. Vince Staples or West Side Boogie? Híjole.
Damn, no, I'm not gonna drink. I'm gonna give it to Boogie because if you put him in a room, Boogie gonna wrap circles around Vince Staples. Vince Staples lacks conviction.
He makes great songs.
He's always playing with me in my comments, bro.
I love
like you better not give me no C or some bullshit. Like, shout out to Vince, bro.
You really believe? You think? I love Boogie. Boogie go nuts.
Boogie will wrap circles around.
Damn,
Vince.
man. How about this? I'm gonna take that one back.
Okay.
Simba or West Side Boogie?
Well, Simba's from NorCal, so we keep.
Oh, we only. But no. This.
Keep it in Cali.
Oh no, this is Cali.
Yeah, Cali. I'll say that. Damn, that's a hard day.
Because I gave you Russell and Elliott, them East Coast niggas.
Boogie will make a better song than Simba to me, but Simba might be because he's more aggressive.
God damn, Simba is
And he
hard.
can summon just a street edge. So when you add that street edge to the lyricism versus Boogie, who might get in that street back, but haven't shown me that. So I'm gonna go with Simba for that one. Boogie, don't be mad.
Okay, I got a few more.
Let's go.
These next few are going to be classics. Something that I'm sure you respect because you're a historian. Your dad would definitely appreciate.
Yeah, shout out to Pops.
Ice Cube or Snoop?
That is my stinger to people. That's how I get people. I don't answer this question. I ask people this question.
You
Damn.
do.
This is my favorite question to ask somebody because it's tough. But bro,
Damn, bro. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna take a shot with you
but
because
the thing
look.
is, to answer your question,
Uh-huh.
I really want to go Snoop because I love when somebody can reinvent themselves or have that resurgence, and he was able to with Pharrell.
Damn, that was a
What
good
that second run with Pharrell, I might like that better than I like Snoop and Dre, believe it or not. Because that's when I was a kid. With the Rhythm
album
and
was
Gangsta,
so good.
Rhythm and Gangsta, and the music he was putting out with Pharrell in the early 2000s, it was like R&B. I like that better than Doggy Style. I wasn't alive when Doggy Style came out.
See, and I'm gonna tell
I was
you why
alive when
it's
that
hard
came
for me to pick the two, because I was alive during both.
Oh, okay. You was outside for the second one, definitely. Yeah.
And another thing I never told you, I am the youngest of two. My brother died a few years ago. Rest in peace. But my family, I have some. Let's cheers.
Oh.
My family came here from New Orleans, and I was told
Like
not to
most
bring
people
this
from LA.
up.
Like most
Sorry,
people from LA.
guys. I grew up in a household with nothing but older cousins and homies. I was the little nigga forever. Like everyone I grew up with was 5 to 6 years older than me.
Okay.
So even though NWA came out, I was young, but like that's what they liked. So I loved it. And so when Cube left NWA, it was a big deal in my household. Because it's like, nigga, how you gonna leave NWA?
And you wasn't even from Compton and was.
But then he dropped America's Most Wanted.
Yeah. And
And-
Mac 10 on the cover and everything. Yeah, people don't
So
see Mac 10 back there.
and not only that, it was produced by the Bomb Squad, the guys
East
who
Coast,
produced
Chuck D,
Public
Public
Enemy.
Enemy's producers, yeah.
So like, for him, because we thought like, nigga, the nerve of you to leave NWA.
That's why they said Benedict Arnold.
Right. So when he came out with America's Most Wanted, it blew the roof off of our house. It was
Once
like,
upon a time in the projects.
Oh my God.
Who's the Mac?
Who's the man? Come on. So
They don't make music like that no more. But I drank. I took my shot.
I did too.
I said both.
But
bro.
no, let me
Don't
and
make
then
me pick. Leave me
I
alone.
gotta also bring up Snoop. I was around with Snoop. Listen, I don't know how old you are, but do you remember the impact of 50 Cent?
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Do
absolutely.
you remember just that tidal
in the
wave?
club, get rich?
But just when he was, that rollout was something you probably never seen at that time. Like
I didn't know what a rollout was when I was 8, but I knew that 50
the impact of 50
was
it was everywhere. It
I
was.
didn't feel that way again until Lil Wayne and Drake. So that was the first time I experienced that feeling of somebody being the hottest rapper alive.
Well, let me just compare the two before we go to the next. Ice Cube proving to everyone that nigga I can do it. But when Snoop came out, I'm gonna tell you, I still believe to this day, there has never been and still there isn't, maybe Drake.
No.
There's never been a rapper as famous as Snoop.
A human. Snoop Dogg is the most famous human alive. Him and Donald
Thank
Trump,
you.
I would say.
People
are the
don't
most famous
understand that.
humans.
So like people know Snoop now, like the younger generation from like, being Snoop, the character.
Right. He's an icon of icons.
He's an icon, but like the impact of Doggy Style. Dude, I remember, because like I said, I went to school. I wasn't even nigga. I was a little nigga, but like there used to be record stores all over the city.
Right.
You had the Warehouse. You had Tower. You had you had Martin's on Pico. Shoot, shout out to Martin's on Pico.
That's what that album. Not to cut you off. That album put hip hop on the map.
Bro, just
Was
put
the
it like
first
this.
album to
That
go-
Friday
Yeah.
that it came out, I think it was maybe even a third. There was lines around the corner at every, and I never seen that.
Right.
So like it will be hard for me because like for me to see Ice Cube leave the biggest group in the world and becoming one of the biggest solo out because
And actors. Yeah.
So in that album came out right after fucking Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood.
So like But then Snoop came, so I could never pick. So that was a hard one.
That's why I love LA rap so much too, because I know that we took rap global and we made it mainstream. People don't think that. Of course we did. People would think that Def Jam was a low budget label. They didn't have any points. They didn't have any video budgets. They were just something that was ran out of an office that had roaches. You get what I'm thinking?
Do you know Warren G saved Def Jam?
I am privy to that.
Okay, so
yes,
they
were bankrupt.
If it wasn't for Warren, there would be no. Just think of that.
Hip hop owes LA rap, so that's why I always used to get on the radio station DJs and always get on Vanessa Satin. I used to curse her ass the fuck out.
Keep cursing her out.
When she would drop these projects, these freshman covers and not have a LA rapper on it, I used to curse her out when the radio would go a whole week without having any LA rap song in its rotation. Then I started putting out the report card and getting cussed out and death threats from LA rappers. I was just like, I'm gonna let y'all fight your own battles on that front,
right?
Because I did a whole protest at Power 106 last August, I want to say. No, not like 2022.
Did you
that
really?
August, I did a protest. I had signs. I made 2 cardboard signs myself. Power 106 needs to play new LA rap music, and Power 106 hates black people. Because that was my sentiment at the time. I felt like they wouldn't hire a new young black DJ. So I went down there with my signs and with a few other people that were protesting and made the news and everything. But there was not one LA rapper or other LA media person present. So again, you don't say anything when they don't play your record, but if I give it an F, you hate me. So you rather somebody ignore you altogether than listen to your music and say, hey, this can improve, that can improve. I like this song, I don't like that song.
Bro, you are a fucking factor in this city. Just sitting here with you, man, you are so fucking important for this culture and for this city, and I mean that wholeheartedly, bro. I am glad we got to sit down because I am getting to know you just within this hour. That passion is undeniable, bro, and you are exactly what this city need, man. I'm so glad we set this up. Goddamn, but I have a few more, and I'm honestly mean that. I honestly do. God damn, this is dope. I love this shit.
Right.
I got a few more. Let's stay on the West Coast and let's just stay in an old school frame. Okay. Shout out to Pops again.
Yeah.
DJ Quick or Sugar Free?
Quick. That's his artist.
Okay. Thank you.
Quick,
I said that when they presented me this.
Quick rivals Dre. So it's Dre is Michael Jackson and Quick is Prince. So on a good day, Prince, you got, not every day you got Prince over MJ. But 1 or 2 days out the week, one or 2 days out the week, you be like, Prince is better than Michael Jackson. 1 or 2 days out the week, I'd be like, Quick is better than Dre because he was a real musician versus Dre would go get musicians.
That comparison was, I can just fall out my seat because like, you like, I see so much of myself in you, bro. Like, for you to say, like, to use the Prince and MJ comparison with Quick and Dre.
That's what it is.
It's fucking phenomenal. First of all, I have a Prince tattoo.
Really?
I had that nigga face right here.
That's my mom's favorite singer.
Yeah. I was going to get a Michael tattoo, but like.
Yeah, you got to be fair.
I got Janet instead.
Jackson only, but you got to be fair.
Because I was like, I can't have 2 niggas' faces on me. I also have Larry David, but
Bro, I think Larry David is the funniest person ever. He reminds me of my pops. I watch Curb Your Enthusiasm and Seinfeld every day.
Do you know Curb Your Enthusiasm is the funniest sitcom in the history of...
Wanda Sykes is... That nigga's a fucking asshole. It took me until I was grown to realize he's the problem. He's not a victim. He walks into these places and causes commotion.
It's the funniest show.
With his tedious mannerisms. He's definitely an asshole. He's a terrible person.
God damn, we so much alike.
And Wanda Sykes is his arch nemesis. That's why I watched the show.
She is definitely his arch.
She'll catch him being racist.
I fucking love you. God damn. I'm so sad this is the last season, but it's time.
Man,
it's time for Larry.
That's my favorite fucking show ever, bro. I swear. Bro, that and Entourage are my favorite shows.
This nigga, I fucking put so many people on Entourage. I love that. Come on
that's
now. Turtle.
That's all me and my pops used to watch.
Come on now.
Yeah, Turtle was the...
Vince was just the whole, everything Entourage.
He let his not to cut you off, he let his best friend ruin his career.
Come on now. But it reminded me of like, you know what Bizarro World in the comic books? Okay. Superman in the DC comic books, there was Bizarro World. Okay. It was the opposite of it was another Superman, but the complete opposite. He was bad. He was all ugly, and everything in this world was upside down.
Anti-Superman.
It was Bizarro World, is what they called it. To me, Entourage is LeBron Bizarro World. Vince is LeBron. And like he brought his friends in, but they fucked his career up. But LeBron brought his friends in, and look at Shout out to Ron.
Blossom, yeah.
And they
well,
did.
you know it's based off Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I know. Fuck Mark Wahlberg. No, I'm joking.
Lost it, oh,
yeah,
shit.
fuck him. You know why I say fuck him? I love Mark. He'll fuck me up in real life. But the reason why I say fuck him, because he used to be at all the fucking Laker games, supporting the Lakers. But that fucking year in 08 that I'm going to keep bringing up, all of a sudden now you back on your, we know you from Boston.
That's his hometown.
I know, but like, nah, nigga, you wasn't wearing that ball, like, because let's not
Cube
forget.
just did that, though. Cube got to be fair. Cube just went to Boston and had a Cube Celtics jersey and took pictures, and I went in on IG.
I didn't even want to
I
bring that
unfollowed
up.
him.
I'm mad
I
at him for that.
unfollowed Cube. Go look on my IG. I'm not following Cube no more.
Yeah, me
because
either.
he talks all that Lakers this, Lakers that, and then he carried his ass over there.
Well, look, let me just tell you, because I've got to explain this hate for them again. And this is not the city of Boston. This is the Boston fans that you got to remember. Boston, the Celtics were, when I say in the basement of the NBA, from 1986 all the way to 2008. They sucked. Yeah. They never made no. Yeah, you had a few teams with like, you had Rick Pitino come coach, and you had, but they never was a factor. No one. So like, all of a sudden in 08 when they bought those players over and Ray Allen and KG, all of a sudden now it's. But nigga, y'all niggas was quiet for 20 straight years. Y'all were.
You talking about the past, brother?
But I know. But I hate bandwagon people, and I'm not saying Boston people. They are diehard, but they were quiet.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden you got that 1 year where you got, and like it became like way too much for me to watch. Like the just love for Boston. I'm like, where were y'all during the 90s when y'all sucked?
Well,
they couldn't even sell out games with Paul Pierce when he was there his first 5 years.
I have that type of anger watching the Lakers play now. The way we play, we're not playing triangle. Our coach doesn't wear a suit. He's one of the worst coaches I ever seen in my life. Darvin, you feel me? He's scared of his players. He's worse than Mike Brown. I can't believe I met a coach. Oh, not met.
No, I'm not gonna let you say that.
He's worse than Mike Brown's one of the worst coaches of all time.
Darvin
is worse than Mike.
But are you saying the Laker Mike Brown or the Sacramento Kings?
I'm talking about Lakers Mike Brown. I'm talking
it's worse than Darvin.
Darvin Ham is worse than him. Because at least Mike was funny. At least Mike would laugh when Andrew Bynum was getting ejected out of game after game.
From half court.
He would give a nice chuckle.
You're right.
And he wore a suit.
You're right.
He was suited.
But no one in the NBA wears suits anymore.
I was just talking about that on the show earlier.
Why they do that?
When did they take that rule out? I didn't get the memo. I just noticed one day. I said, wait, these coaches aren't wearing suits.
They all wear sweatsuits. They took that out. It's weird as fuck. They took that out during the COVID year.
What does that have to do with a suit? What does COVID have to do with a suit?
I think it was just uncomfortable to be like, I don't know. I just noticed that.
Not both.
It was like, it was weird to me too. Man.
It takes away the respect. It takes away the respect.
I hate change.
We're both in athleisure clothing.
Exactly. I'm a nigga, I don't like change. I'm sorry. So like when we start you wearing black uniforms and that kind of, like, that drives me nuts.
Oh, you like the purple gold?
I like tradition.
Tradition?
You would never see me.
But back in the day, not the country, we used to do the light blue every now and then. I remember being a kid.
We did that a few times with Kobe.
Sporadically, we used to do the baby blue.
Yeah, we did that because Nike rolled that out because Kobe just switched from Adidas to Nike and they started making them in Minneapolis.
I remember them jerseys.
But it was powder blue, so the homies fucked with it. It looked good. Okay, back to this. I got two more, and then we can wrap this up.
Let's go.
Rock Nation or Death Row? Who wrote this? Rock Nation or Death Row? There's only one answer.
Even though Rock Nation has a record label, it's known for its management company. I'm going to go with Death Row because Death Row and Suge Knight, who I had the honor of doing some work with when he decided, when he did he brought Gucci Mane's 1017 West to fruition.
Yes,
and he
did.
brought Waka Flocka Flame's Brick Squad Monopoly West to fruition. He granted both of them labels.
What's my nigga that was signing Brick Squad from Inglewood?
Iceberg. So I did a lot of the paperwork for those ventures. I had to type up proposals. I was a teenager typing up proposals for his so that he can go get the bag.
Shout out
for
to
that.
Suge.
Shout out to Suge, and I feel like Suge Knight. I look at him like a microwave. You ever heard your granny or somebody say it's not healthy to use the microwave or it's not good to use the microwave?
All the time.
Right. But you're not about to wait 30 minutes for your food to get hot.
I'm not waiting for the other.
So Suge Knight was the microwave of hip hop. Before him, we weren't getting $1 million budgets and the type of respect, and our artists weren't on Rolling Stone magazine and those type of things. But because he applied pressure and might have did things behind the scenes that was deemed wrong.
Yes.
we got what was right. He
But
did wrong to get right.
Exactly.
And
And
that's what a
Suge
microwave
taught
does.
guys how to own their masters, how to own everything. Like people, like even Russell and those guys at the time didn't own it.
Didn't own their shit.
Like
That's why I
Russell
said Def
walked
Jam
away
was
from
a-
Death
with
Row,
nothing.
from Def Jam, and
He let a road manager steal his company. Leo Cohen was Run DMC's road manager, ended up being a proprietor of Def Jam.
Thank you.
Having more stock and shares in the company than Russell, which
This
is why he
man
got
know his
voted out.
shit.
So Russell Simmons definitely that Def Jam again, legacy, iconic. You can learn from it,
Right.
but that was a low budget label in comparison to Death Row. So I'm gonna go Death Row over Rock Nation.
that shouldn't even been a question. Now this is the most important one. This is the last one, and I'm gonna wrap up this interview, and you can talk about. I got one more. We're gonna bring it to your era.
What's up?
Brick Baby or Almighty Suspect?
Oh man, me and Suspect just went at it. I know you saw on the Monday show. Here we go again. We just went at it. Who got the higher grade? I feel like they both got Fs.
But if
Rick
you
Baby
had
hasn't
to
dropped a
pick,
project since 2020. I'm gonna go Almighty Suspect because Almighty Suspect actually puts out music
Does he?
consistently. Relatively consistent. Yeah, he dropped the Takeover last year.
Okay.
He has a new record out called West Side Niggas. Like I said, me and him just did the listening to.
I can't wait to hear it.
I don't know when we had our situation when we had our conversation about his music. I don't know if he was under the impression I thought he was trash because I really don't think he's trash. I think Almighty Suspect has hella potential. Like if I was managing him or working with him or crafting his music with him, I could easily have Almighty Suspect be a top 5, top 10 LA rapper or West Coast
Word.
rapper. Easily, it's a layup. Like I
Go
can do that in my
ahead.
sleep. So I'm gonna go Suspect now with Brick. Brick has the potential to be a national superstar.
Ooh.
But he doesn't put out music. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I fuck with both. I support both. I work with both. I have much respect and love for both. Nonetheless, for LA, I say Suspect. For the world, I say Brick Baby.
Go
That's
ahead.
So
Well,
I'll drink. I guess I'll drink.
let's
a little
drink
bit.
to that,
Yeah,
man.
cheers.
And I just want to say, Dejon, man, it has been a pleasure getting to sit here and converse with you, man. I really, really respect what you're doing for the culture, not just the culture, but for our city.
sir.
There's nothing better than someone that loves their city as much as me, and I might have found someone that does. So like this guy is the ultimate. I used to call myself the mayor of LA. Not anymore. I think you hold that title. But let's go ahead and wrap this up. Shout out to, if you want to go ahead and shout anything out, you go ahead, bro.
Hey, man, Rap Report, LA Rap Report Card out now. Head to rapreportcards.com. Also, make sure you catch me on No Jumper. Here we go again, the Monday show. Also, I have Rap Report Card live with me, Storm DeBarge, and RJ Mr. LA. Also, I have King of the Court at Shockaware. It's a freestyle show, so I have plenty of opportunities to get graded.
Hey man, you guys got to get me on your show so I come on there and talk shit with all of you, man. But
Let's
do
You
it,
got
man.
the energy,
Let's make
bro.
that happen, man. I appreciate it, man. This has been another one, the Why Not Podcast. Let's go.